Nerds. Just sitting around talking about stuff. The Burg Nerds. This is the Burg Nerds. Just sitting around talking about shit.
Hello, super friends, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Burg Nerds.
Yeah.
Why is it every time that I launch into the opening of the show, you always have like an ad lib to throw in there?
I'm like a hype man.
Okay.
I'm your hype man.
Yeah, you're right. I'll give that to you. You're about as talented as Little John.
Yeah. Flavor Flav.
Yeah, so we are the Burg Nerds, and unlike Carl Winslow, we never shot a kid.
No.
I did.
I've never shot a kid, and I'm Jeremy.
I'm Lee. Jordan.
I'm Eddie, and I have shot a kid.
Okay. So I was thumbing through Facebook on what was it? What day was it? Yesterday, I think I was thumbing through Facebook, and I actually saw that Joan Rivers died.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually really sad.
Which way it is really? I mean, it's kind of sad. I mean, it's sad when someone dies, whatever. But the thing that I thought was really funny was like the headline said Joan Rivers dead at age 81, and my immediate thought was dead at age 81. Her tits and face were 14.
Yeah. Whatever.
That's terrible. Like,
She's already half embalmed, right?
Oh, yeah,
I
sadly.
never found her funny. I don't care.
You know, at the Joan Rivers roast, anybody's familiar with Greg Girardo?
Yes.
Did you watch the Joan Rivers roast?
Rest in peace.
Yeah, seriously. He tore her. He was like, seriously, what the fuck is up with you rubber-faced monsters and these fucking clown masks you have welded to your face? Is your real face that fucking bad? He's like, then he starts like praising her. He's like, yeah, it's awesome even at your age, you're still hip and relevant, and you made a career by saying what everybody else was thinking, which is really untrue. Because I didn't hear anyone thinking, oh my God, what the fuck have I done to my face? He said he looked like you blew a beehive.
Those roasts were really fun. I loved them.
Yeah, but Greg Girardo was the fucking man. Like
He usually led them, though, didn't he?
No, he was just hands down the best one on them. I mean, he was such a wonderful comic. But, so rest in peace, Joan Rivers, so on and so forth. I mean, I really wasn't a huge fan or anything. As a matter of fact, I don't speak ill of the dead, but she kind of got on my nerves. But, so, I mean, that's, whatever. We try to stay current with news and whatnot. Like last week, we covered the fappening, which, is old news by the time this show will air, because we're recording this show a week before it actually airs. So
Joan Rivers dead will be old news, too. So
yeah, she'll be dead about 9 days before this actually airs. But,
enough of that.
Enough of that sad shit, man. We're going to hit the old squared circle for more fucked up follies.
Ding, 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 ding.
This is our special. This is our
Guest Booker.
Yeah, a special episode called Guest Booker. And,
oh my God!
And each one of us is gonna. We've actually comprised our own supercard of professional wrestling, and the rules are there are no rules.
That's right, King.
You can use any wrestler from any promotion, any time period since wrestling first began.
Oh, yeah.
And the premise was for each one of us.
Kool-Aid Man's in this one?
That was my macho man.
You're the worst fucking hype man. Actually, you kind of are, Little John. So the thing is that we put together our own supercard in 5 to 6, 7 matches, whatever, and no one, like, it's unbeknownst to all the others.
Stop looking at
when we look at everybody else, when we're hearing everybody else's card that they've put together for a wrestling show, we're actually hearing it for the first time.
I can't actually read from that distance.
Okay.
You actually look like who's the
Unabomber?
Rick
No.
the Model Martel?
No, not even close. Big Bry from Breakfast Club.
John Bender?
No, Brian.
Oh, Anthony Michael Hall.
You look like Anthony Michael Hall looked when he was wearing those sunglasses when they were smoking out in the library or whatever. You kind of look like him.
A chick cannot handle the smoke.
Chicks cannot hold the smoke. It's kind of what you look like in those
A
sunglasses.
little bit, yeah.
Right on.
Brian Johnson.
Oh yeah, so we're gonna jump into it, and we'll just keep kind of circling around the table. Jordan, would you like to get started with your first? What's the curtain jerker for your show?
I got a name though. I got a name for my big event.
What is it called?
Heroes of Wrestling 2. Do you know what Heroes of Wrestling 1 was?
No.
It was that pay-per-view that took place at the Casino Magic Hotel and Casino
Oh my God!
in 1999.
With the wonderful Jake the Snake Roberts promo, right?
Absolutely.
Is that it?
Absolutely. So I'm calling this Heroes of Wrestling 2. And my commentators for the night are good old Jim Ross with color commentary by Roddy Piper.
Oh, right.
That is awesome.
So my first match.
So it's going to be really fucking hard to listen to.
Yeah, or no, we'll go with Piper.
Now I went as far as to pick my commentators. I'll go into that too. I didn't name my show though.
I know. I just figured one. A little mix of good and bad, but we'll see. My first one is match 1, officially named the worst match ever.
The worst match.
That's a
ever.
good bill.
It is Giant Gonzalez
Oh shit!
versus Raja Lion
Jesus!
with special guest referee Jake Roberts from 1999. No, I love Jake the Snake. I love the Jake Snake Roberts. And I'm so glad he's picked himself up. He's doing great, but you can't deny that. 1990.
You want to play blackjack?
I got you. Play 21.
I've got 22.
I got 22.
Well, you fucking lose, Jake.
Yeah.
You want to play aces and eights? I've got too many of those.
Too many of
What
those,
does that even mean? I've had too many aces and eights.
So that era, Jake the Snake, and woo, it's gonna
As
be
far
bad.
as the writing for the show, who went over in the match?
Oh God, I didn't even think. I guess Giant Gonzalez.
Gonzalez.
I guess.
The thing is, it would take
I didn't
like
come up with a finish for that one.
it would have fucking taken Jake Roberts forever to get down there to count to 3.
You know
for
what's
the
weird
pen.
is I can't argue with the fact that would be the
worst match
fucking
ever.
Match
Yes,
ever.
it'd be awful.
Like it makes fucking Hogan Nash look like Flair Steamboat.
Yeah.
That's how bad that fucking match is.
Why I did it. It's the curtain.
Looks like it makes Hogan Nash Bash at the Beach look like Flair Steamboat in Nashville.
That's the one where everybody's taking their seats.
That's
Wow.
that match going on. That's where people like cancel the pay-per-view in the middle of the match. As soon as they get introduced in the ring, people cancel their pay-per-view.
Well, Heroes of Wrestling was considered the worst wrestling pay-per-view of all time. So
With
I
such a
can't.
name.
Yeah, I
So
can't argue that.
that's-
With a
my-
name like that.
Heroes of
that's my
Wrestling. Let's go to your first match, Lee. What do you think? What do you got, buddy?
My first match is a hardcore tornado tag team match,
Nice. Good start.
and I think I'm gonna add a cage just so that they're locked in. So I guess more of a Hell in a Cell.
Right.
Mick Foley or Cactus Jack, because I like that persona of his 3,
Yeah,
like
he's,
Dude
he's
Love.
always Cactus Jack.
and his tag team partner, of course, Terry Funk. Those, they put on
Nice.
great matches, and they get to beat the shit out of Hogan and Warrior. And they will take their bumps, and they will take
it's just
them
a straight
over
up
and
like
over.
shoot fight.
Yeah,
you can have Terry Funk going, "You son of a bitch!" You do
He's
it
like
better than
cussing him.
Mc-
You son of a bitch!
McMahon comes out and he was like,
Asshole.
finally, and puts a lock on the cage.
Wow. So who's the winner? Who's taking it?
Hogan.
Just Hogan.
No.
It's a tag team effort, but it's just
No,
Hogan.
no.
What's
the,
the finish? What's the finish?
It's a DQ by death.
A DQ by
yeah,
death.
Yeah, they beat Hogan until he had
Jesus Christ.
just a bloody pulp.
They beat him to
So
fucking
he didn't
death.
have the creative control he wanted on that one.
Nope,
Okay.
no pull. Jeremy.
My first match is the Fabulous Freebirds versus the Fabulous Ones with guest enforcer the Fabulous Moolah
Oh, yeah,
Lord,
yeah, yeah.
and guest referee Adrian Street.
I like Adrian Street.
And the stipulation is it's called a loser leaves Fabulous. So whoever loses has to drop the moniker Fabulous from their name.
Oh wow.
And the match ends with a double count out. So neither contestant is fabulous anymore. So it's going to be the Freebirds versus the ones.
That's great. The one.
Like the guest enforcer of the Fabulous Moolah.
So Steve Kern's just one of the ones now.
Yeah, basically
Here comes the ones.
the ones.
Eddie, what
There's
about
two
you?
of them.
All right. Well, Trash Boat finally gets his moment on pay-per-view, and he's so excited.
I thought he had one.
He's
with
your
the big
curtain
one.
jerker. I thought you'd put him in the main event.
No, because that's how awesome this pay-per-view event is.
No. Okay.
So the Trash Boat gets his first shot. This is a match against Ravishing Rick Rude, and well, and the match is it's for the Intercontinental title, and the loser has to get their chest waxed in the ring afterwards.
That sounds like the hottest thing I can possibly think.
Because Rick Rude always had a big hairy chest. We all know Trash Boat has a hairy chest. So
I say Rick Rude has the wax his mustache.
I say they have to wax their garbage.
In the ring,
Yeah.
and the winner of that
Lee's
was
front row.
Trash Boat actually wins because he gets Ravishing Rick Rude in the dump star through the Spanish table.
The Spanish announce table.
Yes, and that's how he wins.
Those poor Spanish announce team. They're always losing their fucking table.
And the thing is, that was by total accident, but he
Right
ends up
on.
winning.
All right. For match 2 on my extravaganza, this one does have my wrestler Dirty Joe Curmudgeon versus New Jack
Oh my God!
in a first blood match.
Dirty Joe Curmudgeon loses in
So-
3 seconds.
So, and there's some promos before this. So New Jack does his promo, like, I'm going to kick your ass and all that. Unfortunately, Jim Cornette's not with me tonight, and I'm scared fucking shitless.
There's a region Jim Cornette didn't show up.
So he does his, and they're like, well, those are some big words from New Jack. What do you got to say, Joe Curmudgeon? I'm like,
It's just like this.
You can shove that up your tits. So first blood.
He's afraid to throw in his catchphrase.
So
bad.
first blood match, New Jack just pulls out whatever gets me, but it don't end. He don't stop
No.
because New Jack doesn't do that. He just keeps going and just he takes the carpet blade to me.
So it's like a
It's the-
first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh blood match.
It's mass transit all over again.
Oh,
And
that's horrible.
and Dirty Joe Curmudgeon fucking loses because it has to be stretchered out.
He's fucking dead.
But I won't press charges if he trained me.
Oh, that's
Dude,
terrible.
High five.
Did you like that one?
I did,
I thought you liked
I
it.
did. I love that
That
one.
was great.
Because I like New Jack. He's a shitty wrestler, but as a person,
He's very funny.
he's a shitty wrestler and an even shittier person. But
But he is
he's so
funny.
fucking entertaining. Like he really is. Like I would never ever say that, and I hope to God he never hears me say that. But I would never. No way. No, fuck that.
Right on. The second match for mine is for the inaugural Canadian Championship belt.
Nice.
Is that a thing?
No,
Oh,
I created it.
okay.
I believe
It is now.
I thought it was a real thing.
First, we have the Mountie.
Nice.
Is it being held with like Stampede Canadian rules or whatever? The Mountie.
Bret Hart, Jericho, and Edge. Because they're both,
It's like a fatal 4-way.
yeah.
You put the Mountie in there instead of Benoit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Benoit's ghost. Oh, that's bad.
No, we said we could put it anywhere.
I mean,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
even
I
the
love
ref
the
couldn't
Mountie.
get him to quit that chokehold.
I love the Mountie. So again, tell me about the Mountie.
Lee gets the fucking prize for most offensive things said this episode.
Thank
Like
you.
I don't think anything's gonna be
Ever.
Thank you.
My second match for the night is actually.
Who won?
Oh yeah, well, sorry, we didn't even follow up. Excuse me.
Jericho all day long.
Jericho.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't go that in depth.
That's okay. You can just bust it on the fly.
Okay.
Yeah, busted on the fly.
My second match of the night is Barry Horowitz versus Rip Rogers.
Jesus Christ, Barry
Yes,
Horowitz,
somebody
yes.
remembers Barry Horowitz.
Oh,
Gave
yeah.
himself
And this
the
this
self-back
match is called Battle for King of the Job. And it is the stipulation is called a loser actually wins match.
Nice.
So to win the match, you have to figure out how to go under, which is odd. It's a whole thing. Anyway, the match ends in a time limit draw because neither one of them would try to pin each other.
They just laid down in the ring.
They both just laid there and they just went to a time limit draw because they wouldn't
They,
wrestle.
they sat on their sides and talked.
You take a nap. That's awesome.
One of them throws a punch out of boredom and they both bump off of it.
Oh my god! Like they just got sweet chin music.
Yeah, it's awful. What a horrible match that would be. Actually, those are two guys who really could wrestle, and they just made a career out of jobbing, making Lex Luger look good on WCW Saturday Night. So
torture rack.
yeah.
Okay, my second match has people that have headlined pay-per-views before, but you know, that's the thing. This is how awesome this pay-per-view is. This would normally like just be the card match, the main card, but this one's gonna be the second match. It's gonna be a rematch of Hogan Nash. But the stipulation is the first to bump loses. and the thing is,
you stole Jordan's match. That's why he's so
Did I?
pissed off right now.
did I?
You actually stole that idea.
It was called an I bump match.
I bump, not I quit, but I bump match.
The wrestler with the most bumps at the end of 60 minutes loses the match, and like one of them just.
That's okay
tripped.
because we'll hear
first to bump.
We'll hear Eddie's stipulation and how it ends, and we'll hear yours too. So
Well,
go
mine
ahead,
came
Eddie.
later, so.
Oh,
Here, just go ahead and use it now. Go
All
ahead.
right.
Well, here's the thing. The first to bump match, there is no time limit, and the match actually goes for 3 hours.
So people just start going home, like start leaving early,
And
it's just like an empty stadium, and they're both just
And
punching each other in the corner.
yeah. And the thing is, though, what happens is Kevin Nash gets out of breath, and actually kind
In
of
the first 30 seconds.
and he trips, and he goes down, and Hulk Hogan automatically wins, and cue the music, and everyone's happy.
Wow, Jordan, how did your I bump?
I'm
match
so
quit?
sorry,
It's
dude.
fine. It's fine.
How did it end?
That goes to show you how bad those two. How fucking,
How little we think of those two.
Yeah, how bad that. Yeah. Mine was the first person to bump loses, but like in 60 minutes, Hogan goes to deliver the big boot and falls on his back. so it's over.
Somebody threw a cup in the ring and he slipped on ice.
Yeah, and he loses.
Oh wow.
So that was
wow.
mine. That's okay though. Yeah, they both suck together.
Yeah. I just after watching that, after you guys showed me that match, it was probably the worst.
It was a
thing.
horrible.
That's the
fucking
worst
match.
match I've ever fucking seen in my life. Ever.
It was terrible.
Well, on my next, I won't call it a match. You have to have something to kind of break the monotony. So it's bikini contest time.
All right. Oh, see, I didn't even consider women.
The judge is
I consider women, just for the record.
Captain
not
Lou
for this.
Albano
Yeah.
is the guest judge. You know,
Nice.
so
Perfect.
you know he comes out in his Hawaiian shirt, and the first entrant comes out, Yokozuna.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
The second entrant, Rikishi or Fatu.
And that is two men who could be completely naked, and you're like, are they naked? I can't really tell.
You just look at them and go, "Those are really beautiful women."
Yeah, they are. Yokozuna's got some of the sweetest tits. that
They
I've
are
ever seen.
confident.
I remember the USA Network almost blurred them out.
Seriously?
No.
Oh.
Earthquake, typhoon, and then of course, it's time.
Oh,
Vader.
Vader's got ugly titties.
They always like popped out from the side of his.
Yeah, he didn't have to. He didn't go into a bikini. He just wore what he always does.
Yeah.
Did he still wear that elephant head?
He wasn't
type
even
thing?
really booked on the card. He just showed up with his
Yeah.
gear and like walked down to the
And
ring.
fucking was really stiff with everybody.
Right.
I love Vader though.
Hey, for this contest though, was Vader wearing that big headpiece that he sometimes wore in
Absolutely.
WCW?
Well, don't keep us on pins and needles any longer. Who won the bikini contest?
Vader.
And he didn't even have a bikini. That tells you how hardcore
It's
he is.
because the other four caught wind that there was a buffet table in the back,
Oh, wow.
and so they just left Vader in the midst of this, baby pool full of mud.
That's perfect. What was that story that Cornette used to tell about Yokozuna
was
walking
gonna
around
say-
with a bucket full of fried
I was
chicken?
gonna say that was Cornette when he said they would
He'd
like.
walk around with like a 12-piece bucket of fried
They
chicken, like
do
KFC.
promos and he just carry a couple buckets of KFC. When he did, he just sit in the corner and fucking inhale the chicken.
That's great.
God, that's coquina, man. He let himself go.
But Cornette did say when he did his splash on him, he said it was soft as a pillow.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I found that hard to believe because he looked like he fucking murdered
I know.
motherfuckers.
He said Cornette said he goes, I thought I was dead. He said he landed. He said he was close to 500 pounds at that time. Said
Yeah.
soft as a pillow.
See, I thought he killed Bret Hart. Honestly, when he did it to Bret Hart, I was like, he's dead.
He said he could work when he wanted to.
That's
So.
weird. He apparently never wanted to.
Well,
Hey, my third match on the card, and this is one of my personal favorites. Stan, the Lariat Hansen,
yeah.
versus Skinner in a loser
Oh.
has to chew the other one's used tobacco match.
Yes, that would be so fucking awesome.
Oh, that is the nastiest thing I have ever heard.
Okay, so they're working this
That is
this
awesome.
incredibly stiff, terrible match with tobacco running down their chest, and then all of a sudden the music kicks and Dutch Mantel runs into the ring and chews everyone's tobacco.
Oh, that's
So it was a DQ. He just ran in and chews everybody's tobacco.
Wait, so does he win then?
It was a DQ. Like he ran in. He got him disqualified. The referee threw the match out because like he wasn't even in the match. He just saw some tobacco and ran out and chewed everybody's tobacco.
Oh my god.
He's excited.
Now that's what you call a hell of a match.
That is a hell of a match.
What a stipulation! Loser has to chew the other guy's used tobacco.
God, I would get New Jack's box cutter.
Could you imagine getting stiff by Hanson?
Yeah,
God
he was
damn.
a fucking big dumb redneck. He just beat motherfuckers.
I'm sorry. Such mental chewing
Using his back hair.
Do what? Yeah.
The juice.
What is your fourth match on the card, Eddie?
No, this is like my third match.
Just still your third?
Yeah,
okay.
this is third because I'm the last one. This is my third. This one is for the tag titles. It's called the Battle of the Bulge. Special guest referee
Robert Fuller. 12-inch dick. There's a reason they call him the Tennessee Stud.
No, but it's not a bad idea for the next pay-per-view. No, special guest referee is George the Animal Steel.
Of course.
And he's just out there wearing black pants, no referee shirt, and he's biting turnbuckles.
Wow.
But no, and so it's for the tag title. It's Yokozuna and Kamala versus Earthquake and Typhoon. And basically, the fucking ring just collapses in the center after Yokozuna, he does his little thing on one side, but Earthquake
his
does
little thing.
Yeah, Yokozuna on one side of the ring does his splash onto Typhoon, but poor Kamala's been knocked down, and so Earthquake does his big splash on him. The ring just freaking collapses, and everyone dies.
Wow.
Well, that's a horrible show. You killed the entire audience, Eddie. No one's there to watch your main event.
No,
Look what you've
there's still two other matches that'll keep people in their
Do
seats.
you have a good ring crew? Is all I'm worried about.
Yeah, actually, they actually were expecting this to happen, so they have a ring in the back.
So
They just wheel out.
Okay, yeah.
No, they just
Wheel
figured
out a ring.
they figured that it could happen.
Yeah, of course.
So
But those two fat shits in the ring.
it's a great match, though. It lasted like 20 minutes.
That's wonderful. That's a beautiful match, Jordan.
Since my I bump match is kind of taken, I'll throw in another one. This is actually a serious match. I would actually really like to see. This is a legit match.
Yeah.
I'd like to see CM Punk and Macho Man Circle 1988.
Wow,
That would be a
great match.
I
wonderful
think
match.
that would be
Yeah.
a really good match.
Absolutely.
The
So-
promos would be great. For
Oh
that.
yeah, that's like Macho Man.
That's
before he
one
got
thing that
really
like
big.
CM Punk really is kind of the real total package. I mean,
Yeah.
he could work, and he was a hell of a mic guy too. I
Yeah.
mean, he was.
I think that'd be a good match. There's no joke about that.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's
man.
before Macho Man got really big when he.
Yeah. Back when he had the 3 stars,
Yeah,
the trunks
yeah.
on. Yeah,
I think it'd be a good match.
that's really good, man. Yeah, well done.
solid
That's a
match.
good match.
I have a kind of a dream match, and I know that they've fought before. But mine's Savage and Flair. I just, an Iron Man match, watch them go 60 minutes. Wrestling, not fucking. Maybe even have, make it a hair match. And the referee is Brutus
Brutus.
Beefcake.
Nice,
Oh,
God,
nice.
that was that. Yeah, that was pants.
So who's over?
I don't know.
You love them both.
Yeah, I do.
don't
Double
make me
disqualification.
I don't know. Probably Poffo.
Yeah,
I think he would pull it out.
definitely, man. That's a good match too.
It's great.
My fourth match on the card is I don't know if you guys are familiar with Shoji Nakamaki and Hiroshi Ono.
know the names.
Okay, do you remember
Bless you.
when ICP did they did Stranglemania?
Yeah.
Okay, do you remember the guy Cactus worked? That's Ono.
Okay.
Shoji Nakamaki and Hiroshi Ono are both IWA Japan,
Uh,
and they've had some of the craziest death matches. So I've taken Nakamaki and Ono and put them in a no rope barbed wire bat, C4 barbed wire board, exploding ring, circus tent, bar light, pit of scorpions, pit of piranhas, cactus pot, dog collar, bunkhouse stampedes, war games, cage, lumberjack strap, desert hell death match.
God, dude, that's impressive. You got that out in one breath.
Somebody is going to die.
Yeah.
Someone is probably going to die.
There's
Yeah.
going to be charges pressed.
Yeah. If you guys have and people listening, if you've never had a chance to see Nakamaki and Ono wrestle in IWA Japan, they're not that good. But the reason to watch it is just the insane fucking shit. Like IWA is not really known for all like the circus tent and the desert hell death matches. They're more like the barbed wire with like shit exploding. But like there's a lot of good like crazy danger matches. They're called the Japanese refer to them as danger matches. There's fucking Matsunaga was fucking dunked, and what's funny is I couldn't think of Matsunaga's name all fucking week leading up to the moment that I actually just said Matsunaga. Matsunaga gets dumped in an aquarium, like a big 400-gallon aquarium full of piranhas, and they put a plywood board over top of it, and you're just watching like the water bubble and shit where he's just getting eaten up by piranhas.
Who signs up for that?
I don't know, but apparently I'm sure they feed him really, really well. So he's just taking lacerations, just small lacerations. So who the fuck wants to do that? But yeah, I mean and they got cactuses, like full grown, like 6 foot tall cactuses in each corner, and they're like Irish whipping each other into the fucking cactuses or cacti, if you will. But yeah, man, it's if you're into just nutty, bizarre shit and seeing how crazy people can get, like watch some of the like FMW, War, IWA stuff from Japan.
Cool. Jeez, I just don't know who the hell signs up for that. Like, it's like, sure, I'll put my name on that card. Ugh, okay.
That's really weird that I couldn't think of Matsunaga's name like all fucking week, and then I just went to say it, and it just popped right in my head. It's really funny how that happens.
All right.
What a boring fucking thing I just said. Okay, go ahead.
That was awesome. That was great. All right, so leading up to this match has been some great promos. This is a match that I'm surprised never happened, and I think it would have revolutionized wrestling. It is a triple threat match between Dude Love, Cactus Jack, and Mankind.
I knew someone was going to pull that out.
No, and what it is,
and I thought it would be Eddie. Like I really considered like someone's going to do that, so I'm not even going to write it down.
The promos would have been great because Mankind would have been in the ring, and all of a sudden you would have heard the music, and on the big screen there's Dude Love talking crap, but then there's a split screen, and you got freaking Cactus Jack just.
And they could get the guy to do the Black Scorpion to be like either Dude Love.
No, because when it comes time for the match, everyone's gonna be wondering what's going on, and the lights are out. When the lights come on, it's just
Chainsaw Charlie.
No, it's Mick Foley in the middle of the ring, and he goes fucking Fight Club.
He just starts kicking his own ass.
Yeah, in the middle of the ring, just Fight Club, like trash cans, chairs, giving himself the mandible claw.
I would kind of watch that. I would watch that. Oddly enough.
And the winner, Cactus Jack.
Mick Foley.
No, Cactus Jack wins. Cactus Jack wins.
Okay.
That's odd.
I would love that. I would watch that match.
This isn't a match. This is a fucking circus. Did Russo write that one?
Yeah. Kevin Dunn directed it, I bet.
Poor Virgil.
Percy, you been out of the ring truck yet? Nice. Okay. This isn't a serious one. This one is called a last sandwich standing match.
Nice.
And it's like a ladder match, but instead of a belt or money, it's a fucking hoagie.
They got a hero sandwich stapled up above the ring.
With Bastion Booger and adorable Adrian Adonis.
I thought you were going to say Norman the Lunatic. Yeah. That's the same person.
Yeah. But like Adrian Adonis, like 1988.
Oh, boy.
It's just a slobber knocker of titties and belly.
You're damn right it will be, and I will watch every
Who's getting up that ladder?
They both do. They both manage.
The ladder keeps buckling. They got to keep bringing out more ladders.
Someone brings out a fucking metal spiral staircase with one of those like seats that go up.
It goes up like an hour and a half. They go, just fucking get them up there. So like,
they bring out a forklift and they're like lifting them up. They're tipping over forklifts and shit.
You just see the sandwich just lower. They just lower it gradually to where it's within arm's reach.
And they're jumping for it.
Actually, the ladder's like one of those 3-foot step ladders, and they still fucking have trouble getting it.
So the sandwich is only suspended like 9 feet above the ring.
It's dropping lettuce and shit.
Baston does like a Jeff Hardy. He climbs the ladder and he grabs the sandwich and he's like swinging back and forth trying to get the sandwich.
With his feet
are only like 2 feet off the ground. He bumps and twists his ankle and has to be carried out on a stretcher. But he's like eating a sandwich on the stretcher.
And you just gave me my finish.
There's your finish, man. Oh, I should have stayed in the business, man.
Oh my
I'm missing
God.
out. I could have been the next Vince Russo.
You could have been way better than Vince Russo. He would have been way better than Russo.
Oh boy,
Some water, please.
Lee, that's a tough one to follow, man.
Yeah, it is.
But it's not a competition here.
I'm about to cancel my pay-per-view after that.
Yeah, I'm just my last one's my main event. I only did 5. Yeah. Bipolar Breeze
The Bipolar
Hey,
Breeze.
versus
Thank you.
Brian Pillman.
Oh my God.
What is the Bipolar Breeze's catchphrase again?
It's okay.
And
My fucking face hurts from laughing. That's funny.
maybe we'll throw in some Sid Vicious.
You know,
Oh, wow.
He's gonna wrestle Sid Vicious.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
Sid
you're
gonna
dead.
jump off the second rope
You know
and break
what?
his leg in half again?
You know what? Fuck it.
No, he's gonna
New
call
Jack
in-
runs in.
New Jack runs in. Oh my God.
And, New Jack's about to stab me. He's got me in the corner. I'm crying, but real mad.
God, we
like I'm standing there, scowling real hard, but tears are streaming.
you and me are having a bad week.
Yeah. And then the music hits, and my savior comes.
Oh, you didn't know?
Baron von Buttfuck.
Baron von Buttfuck does a run in. Oh, you didn't know? It's butt fucking
Your
time.
ass better cost.
Because it's butt fucking time.
Baron von Buttfuck just comes in, splashes him in the corner.
Wow.
Which inevitably it sends New Jack headfirst into the post, and he dies.
God.
That's terrible.
That's the second death on my card, by the way.
Well, what you didn't notice is that New Jack had a really busy night because he actually ran out in Baston Booger's match and actually cut the sandwich for him with a box cutter so he could eat it. And he didn't want him to choke on it, which is I think is sweet.
He cut it into little pieces.
And then he stabbed him on his way out of the stretcher.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah. So overall, I give my card a 1 out of 10.
No, I give that a 10 out of 10. That was a pretty good card.
match.
It was great.
All right, I've got
I got a
Jim.
bunch more matches.
All right, my next match is I got a few more. I got a Jim Cornette versus Bobby Heenan
Nice.
in a first one to take a bump that doesn't look awkward wins match. It's just funny because Jim Cornette said, like, I'm a manager. Like, it would look weird if I went out there and took perfect bumps.
Yeah.
But if you ever watch Jim Cornette get hit, like Ricky Morton, like he comes up on the apron and Ricky Morton will hit him. Cornette used to take the most awkward-looking bumps, and so did Heenan. Heenan used to be a professional wrestler.
Yeah.
But when he went to managing, he just started bumping really awkward. So, like, basically the match ends in a time limit draw because neither one of them can take a bump that doesn't look fucking awkward.
That's good. I like that.
Oh, I love
How many more do you have, Eddie?
Actually, since the email said 5, I only did 5.
So you got one more?
Yeah.
Right.
So this is my main event. It's Ric Flair versus Terry Funk in a first to 50 chops match, where the whole thing, the match, they're not allowed to do anything but chops.
Holy shit.
And thing is though, for every 10 chops you get on your opponent, you get like a free shot. So they're like just freaking like potatoing each other. But no, whoever lands 50 chops first wins the match. And it ends up with Ric Flair winning 49-50.
49 to 50. I don't
Yeah.
even understand how he
I'm sorry,
wins.
50 to 49.
50 to 40. He won by one chop.
He won by one chop, and they're both just fucking bleeding,
That's
like Ric
impressive.
Flair's forehead on their chest.
Interesting story. Terry Funk said when he used to work Flair, he'd come home with blood blisters
Yes.
on his chest, and he said his wife would be like, "You've been working Rick again."
But I would just,
dear.
but this match was about 1 hour long, and
God.
you get to see, Ric Flair land 50 chops, and Terry Funk land 49.
You get to see
Okay.
tits flying.
With
And-
Ric Flair, like, landing 50 chops, that's just a regular match for Ric Flair. That's just any other match he's ever had.
But could you just imagine all the people going, woo, after each chop, but it's like everyone's just going, oh my God. Like about 30 chops in, everyone's just holding their chest going, this really hurts.
I forgot which one we were watching that one night, and I was like, "God, Flair hasn't chopped anybody yet." You just heard, I go, "Up there it is."
Yeah, there
like,
it is.
hear it across the room.
Jordan, how many matches do you have left?
I have 2 official ones, but I got a few extras too.
Okay.
This one I was actually pretty proud of. This one's called the Battle of the Big Mouths match.
Uh-oh.
This is
Cornet's in there.
Yep.
Corny.
All right.
This is a 3-way tag team title match with managers. This
Nice.
is all of them in their prime, with special guest referee Captain Lou Albano. And the match consists roughly of 1 hour, roughly of an hour and a half of promos, but only approximately 10 minutes of wrestling. So my team 1, or my super team, we got Jimmy Cornette and Percy Pringle III.
Nice.
Team 2 would be Paul Heyman and Bobby the Brain Heenan.
I like it.
Team 3 is Jimmy Hart and Brother Love.
Oh,
Oh,
perfect.
wow.
So I'm gonna call this one a draw. 'Cause I love, it's a triple.
I love every one of them,
disqualification. I
yeah.
love every fucking one. I love you. So
That is
I
awesome.
was happy with that one.
I would enjoy that.
Yeah.
I would just throw Eddie Guerrero on my card somewhere.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course.
Yeah. Maybe even
Him and
Juventud.
Malenko.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Um,
They have wrestled before, and they've fucking done. We're gonna watch some of that shit on YouTube later.
Okay.
Malenko Guerrero.
Isaac Yankum.
Isaac Yankel. Jerry Lawler's dentist.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, Kane.
Yeah,
God.
Clint Jacobs Realty.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Ugh,
Oh, boy.
what a piece of shit.
Who's over?
What?
Guerrero and Malenko. Who's over?
Guerrero.
Guerrero, really? You a big Guerrero fan?
Yeah, I think he hits.
Yeah,
the,
I don't. There's nothing wrong with that. He was an amazing wrestler.
What did he do? The frog splash? Was that his finisher?
Yeah, he actually stole that from his old tag team partner in Mexico.
Juventud?
No,
Jose.
no, the guy's dead.
Oh, okay.
He was accused of actually some sexual encounter with a minor or something.
Yep, 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 yep.
But yeah, I think he stole that from after his partner died. He started doing it as kind of like a tribute.
Okay.
He said he did it. His old partner did it like even crazier.
Yeah.
It even looked crazier, like sillier when he did it. But that's pretty cool, man. That's a good match. That's like a real serious match. I didn't have a whole lot of. I did. I put together like this super serious cards, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna go back and put some funny into it. But my next match is John Cena versus Dave Bautista in a no talent success story match. And the loser of the match has to go back and actually attend a wrestling school.
Nice.
But they were both in OVW.
Yeah, but here's the plot twist. Halfway into the match, Vince McMahon comes out and he calls the match and sends both of them back to OVW.
Jesus.
It's me, Austin. You're fired. Does he go? You're
You're
fired.
You're reverted back to OVW.
He was one of my favorites. I didn't even put him on my card.
Who's that?
Stone Cold.
Stone Cold?
Yeah. Although I heard his comics were really shitty.
Is what?
His comics.
Oh, don't get me started on the Stone Cold comics.
Those are
Do
great.
you have any more
comics.
matches, Eddie?
Actually, I did have one match that I didn't think was going to make the bill, though. But it was the Battle of the Crazies, and it was going to be Bob Backlund when he went through that crazy phase versus Ken Shamrock when he went through his crazy phase.
Wow.
And it was just a bunch of faces, and they're going, "Ah!" And I was
That
like
is one match where I would have
I-
switched over to WWE.
I would watch
I
it.
would-
I would watch it because I loved Bob Backlund when he went crazy.
And neither of them would cooperate.
Oh no, that would be the best thing about the whole match. So that
Why
was,
is Bob Backlund not working with that guy?
but yeah, that was the match that actually had to be taken off.
It was like Royal Rumble '91 when Backlund was in it, and he just wouldn't leave.
He stayed till the
Like
very
you could
fucking
tell it
end.
was time for him to go ahead and get thrown out, but he just
He wouldn't do it.
he wouldn't leave because he's Bob Backlund.
And he'd been in New York. forever.
Jordan, is it time for your main event?
I got a main event. I got some extra ones too if we got some time. My main event is
My main event, my
Your-
same one.
and why wouldn't it be? It is a
I think we have two different finishes though.
okay.
If the finish is the same, then we're truly friends. But
Okay. It is a classic Ric Flair and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat match.
That is awesome.
And you don't need any more than that. But this one goes on for about 3 fucking hours. Because
And it is shot in 4K,
and
I actually have it on Ultra HD Blu-ray.
This is like late 1970s. Like they're fucking in the best shape of their lives.
Yeah.
Neither of them can blow each other up, but it ends when they both go for a knife edge chop at the same time. And the fucking arena explodes. So
That is a similar finish to mine because I had Ric Flair versus Ricky Steamboat. They wrestle for 6 hours, and there's just 2 titties left laying in the ring.
there you go.
That's it. Like they're gone. They're nowhere to be found, and there's just like two titties just laying there in the ring. They
And
chop
then
each other's titties off.
The next night on Raw, they do a memoriam, and it's just the titties.
Yeah,
Like it's a black screen with just the tits.
You know, they used to hang jerseys up above, like in the
They
basketball.
hang the
They hang titties up in the arena. That is awesome.
Have you noticed that Ric Flair has made 3 super cards, and it all involves just massive chopping?
He's fucking the best.
He's amazing.
All right, here's my last match, and it's not the main event; it's the semi-main. Baron von Buttfuck
Nice.
versus Dr. Death Steve Williams
Oh, shit.
in a loser gets circumcised match.
In the ring?
Yeah. Well, the Baron goes over and he force feeds Williams his own foreskin.
Oh, Jesus. Is that legal?
Chew it.
Is that legal?
He shoves his foreskin into his mouth and then like pinches his nostrils and closes his mouth and goes, "Eat it, eat it."
Jesus Christ! All wearing those big pink trunks.
They had a serious feud. I mean, they had a really serious feud.
Obviously, because no one does that.
Yeah,
Steve
and you can
Williams.
still see his belly hanging out from the hole in his trunks. Like where his leg holes are, you can see his belly starting to come out from underneath of it.
Wow.
All right, so we covered all the wacky zaniness on here. If you guys put together some real super matches, what would you guys want to put together? Like real, like serious super cards?
Well, I think Jordan had some
I had a
additional
couple.
matches. I want to hear what he had.
I don't know if
Okay.
anybody thinks of this one. I would think like Undertaker circa 95 versus Superstar Billy Graham in his prime might be cool.
Yeah,
That would
So-
be.
that'd be a cool match.
So, and
It's like an odd pairing too. That's like
I
a
don't
really
know.
odd pairing.
I like them both. I like Superstar Billy Graham.
Right on. Are they
He's
doing a
still,
program, or are they just going to work one match?
Yeah, well, one match. He'll work at the Superdome.
That's
Right.
all Undertaker does, anyways.
Yeah.
Why did I just hit puberty? Did you hear my voice?
That's all the Undertaker does.
Hey!
I also got Michael Hayes and Dusty Rhodes in their prime. I think that'd be cool.
That'd be.
I'm sure
awesome.
they did at some point.
Is he coming out to like Bad Street, Atlanta, GA, and he's doing
Oh, he's
the-
got his chest hair all oiled
Oh
up
my
and
God!
Hmm.
I've got the weirdest boner for Michael Hayes. I really do. Like I hated him as a kid. I hated the Fabulous Freebirds because they're heels, and you hate heels when you're a kid. But I don't know what it is. He's so fruity. Like he was so fruity, and so were the Fabulous ones. Like
Yeah.
that. Listen, listeners. If you have enjoyed anything here, if you've ever enjoyed anything that we've ever put on an episode, then please just go to YouTube and type in the Fabulous Ones promo video and watch
It is the
most
most-
androgynous,
Amazing.
awkwardly gay
Sexy.
promotional video that you have ever seen. I like women. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and put that out there. But I am, and just every time I watch that video, I've got a full rager. I'm hard as diamonds every time I watch that video. It's so awkward. It's the most awkward promotional video I've ever seen. And the Fabulous Ones were, I mean, if you ask any wrestler today, like who their favorite tag team is of all time, like I'd say 90% of them are going to say the Fabulous Ones. They were so, I guess it was just that time,
Yeah, I
like
guess.
that era, but oh my God,
I
it
just
is the
wonder
best and worst video I've ever
I
seen.
just wonder why WWF made Steve turn Skinner.
Because they just have to. They have to like just fuck with everything.
Yeah.
Very few come along and keep their gimmick.
Yeah.
I mean, they had Cactus Jack, one of the coolest fucking gimmicks of all time. And they're like, no, you're Mankind now. Actually, you're Mankind the Mutilator. Was what his original
Well, they
name was
turned
going to
Terry
be.
Funk into the
Chainsaw Charlie.
Yeah,
Yeah, so.
I have one more. Another Tupelo concession stand brawl.
Oh,
And
the
for
Tupelo.
anybody who doesn't know, that was Jerry Lawler and Bill Dundee
Yeah.
versus Larry Latham and Wayne Ferris, aka the Honky Tonk Man.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they just went ape shit in a concession stand.
That's
and
pretty much the first time like a match has
Yeah,
ever really went
but-
all over the building.
I want them to do it now.
Like real old and broke
yeah,
down.
like 30 years later, because Honky Tonk Man already said he don't do like.
Yeah.
I want to see that now.
Did you actually hear that that Jerry Lawler had a heart attack on Raw?
On
live?
TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
fucking terribly sad. I hate that.
I
A
was
while
watching
back
it.
though.
Yeah. That's about a year and a half ago.
See, I never. I
And you
just
can
recently
see,
heard about it.
they're in the ring. He had just wrestled a match. And, he's back at the table. And you can see the crowd opposite the camera side. And all of a sudden, everybody's attention focuses on
Yeah.
Lawler. And they basically, he flatlined right there. And they brought him back. And then put him on the
Shit.
backboard and got him to the
Oh
hospital.
my god!
Wasn't Michael Cole right
Yeah.
next to him? And I'll give Michael Cole credit. I mean, he kept going with this
Yeah.
going next to him. I'll give him credit on that one because I don't know if I
Don't
would have
give
been able
Michael
to.
Cole any credit. Fire
No,
his ass.
he did. I mean, he handled that situation really well. But I know what you're talking about because I watched the video, and it's just you just hear all these people go, we just hear that hush. It just goes
Yeah.
over and just it was terrifying.
Yeah.
And they actually stretch it. They actually got him stretched out, and they took him through the crowd.
Yeah.
You ever listen to JR's podcast, The Ross Report?
Yes.
All
the time.
You need
I
to.
need to,
It's
though.
good. It's so good. I love JR. He's always like, "This is Jim Ross. I'd like to thank you for." I was like, "Yay!"
No, I had some more serious matches built on my card. Build rather on my card. I had Ultimo Dragon versus Jushin Thunder Liger, which I thought would be an awesome match. And I thought about Jushin Liger and Chris Jericho, the rematch from New Japan, would have been fucking awesome.
It's about anything. with Jericho.
Super Crazy and Rey Mysterio somewhere that isn't WWE, so they can actually do shit. I thought that would have been a great match. Just basically anything with any luchadors. Like I love to watch luchadors work, especially good ones. Like just give me I'll take.
About Mil
I'll take La Parka versus Juventud Guerrera over fucking Hogan Nash any day. Like those cats just know what they're doing. And I had Malenko Benoit. Like they've worked each other a million times. Malenko Benoit would have been an amazing match.
Malenko, I loved Malenko.
Yeah.
Why didn't he ever? They just didn't push him.
They just no. I mean, he I don't think he. I think he was completely devoid of a personality.
Okay.
Like I think he really was. Like I've never. Like when he joined. He was briefly with the Horsemen, the Four Horsemen, and everybody would cut promos in the Horsemen, and when it's his turn, they would just walk away. Like we're done with the promo. Don't let Malenko on the mic. I just don't think he could ever. And if he did, it was just a few words.
He let his wrestling do the talking.
Yeah, and he was brilliant. He was a brilliant wrestler, but. I think that's going to do it for this week's episode.
When Mil Masker's sucking his gut in.
I thought
Walking
about
on his tippy toes.
I thought about putting on there, but it just seemed silly. It seemed silly in hindsight. I was going to do Mil Mascaris versus Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and the first one to exhale and let their gut out loses. So I considered that
Have you
one.
seen that footage of when Hacksaw's doing that and there's snot hanging out of his nose and Jesse Ventura's like, "Look at the snot hanging out of his nose, gorilla. Makes me want to puke." I was like, "Look," but he just kept, "Well, look at his nose." You know Ventura.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
Look at his nose.
Well, guys, I think that's going to do it for us today. Guys and gals, rather, is going to do it for us today. I am Jeremy.
I'm Bipolar Bruce.
I'm Richard Dreyfuss.
I'm Trash Boat.
Hulk Hogan.
Fuck you.